After going through a long convention, I thought it would be best if I went through and just went, okay, what was a failure, what was a success, and what games did I play? I'm going to have the games played on Saturday, and I'm actually unable to find some of the games I played, the names, so I will have to hold off for now on that for making the slides, but everything else is kind of prepared. So today we're going to discuss the failures of that I experienced while I was at Emerald City Comic Con. The first one that I experienced, and which was was one of the major disappointments, was the moving tripod. I had spent a lot of money. I spent about $200 getting this all ready, getting the RC car ready, buying the replaceable batteries, buying every single item, and about a week before the show started, I found a better car. It's a kid's car, those cars that the kids can get in and drive. I found one of those, only it could be controlled by an RC controller, and I was just like, that would have been perfect. And it would have just moved the tripod, or actually, I could have, yeah, it would have moved the tripod. I would have mounted the tripod on top of it, had it kind of very stable, and then it would have had this perfect thing. But it just didn't quite look right to people, and people were just like, I don't know if this is safe. I was straight up told by the guy who gave the kibosh to me that he wished he could say yes because he thought it was awesome. But there were people who said no, or that would say no, because they were scared of a lawsuit. Rather than for each one of these items, I'm actually going to tell you what I'm going to do to replace things. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to buy the better car. That's the first thing I'm going to do. As soon as I get the money, I'm going to get it. In fact, I'm going to do a Kickstarter to buy the right parts. I just don't have time to save up for all this stuff, and I'm just sick of saving up for everything. So I'm going to try doing a Kickstarter on that. Then, after that, I am going to decorate it, make it look like it's cosplaying. So then people who see it are like, "Oh, it's a cosplay. It's a thing about video games. Yeah, of course it's allowed." So then it's less obtrusive, less scary to people, and they think that it's a part of the costume, or that it's a major thing. And because of that, I think it'll be allowed in more. It'll kind of fit within the culture more. And that's the thing is, if you want to fit within a system, it's probably best to actually fit within the culture. And this is a shot of me just walking around, and I literally had to just push the tripod around because I didn't know if it worked. Along with that was the 360 camera, and I chose this shot to give you an idea of how bad it was. It was $50, and it's a good camera for what it is, but it does lights really badly. It just made that entire wall glare up. And it got some great shots here. I mean, look at everybody there. It's nice and clear. It just had problems with the darks and with the lights, and frankly, that was a real problem, and with the video itself, there was kind of this kind of graininess to it, and I didn't enjoy that. So I'm going to look into another camera. I'm going to keep this camera. I'm going to use it again. Probably keep it as a portable option, but I'm unimpressed. As a video guy, I see so many problems with it that I'm just not going to go for it. And so I'm looking at some other cameras, and part of the Kickstarter to buy that new car is also to buy a new camera. And I found one for about $300, so I intend to buy that. It's not a film camera at all. It's just a nice, easy, simple camera. The best part about this combo is if somebody needs a different setup, they can bring their own camera, and I can set it all up on the car. And, they can use their own camera, and I've got the car moving correctly around everything. And it'll be great. So the setup I've got now, it's nice, but I think the next setup will be even better. And it will be enough that I'm going to try testing it out at the local campus and some other places around Spokane, so that you guys can get a 360 tour of stuff. Also, I figured out how to do it on Unity, so I'm trying to take that into a new realm, so we'll see how that goes. Another problem I had was seeing friends, and this doesn't sound like much to you, but some of these people I only get to see once a year. and that's not a joke. The guy with the glasses behind me, and yes, I've got a really funny smile on my face. I've got to admit, that was a terrible shot. And I only see him at this show, at the Emerald City Comic Con, and the Northwest Pinball and Arcade Show. That's the only time I see him. And his wife actually said that this was a kind of a disappointment for him. So I was like, okay, I need a better way to see friends. Especially near the end of the show, I had missed out on seeing so many friends that I actually felt disappointed, but there was nothing I could do. And I felt awful about it. To those of you who see this video and you're like, man, why didn't he, take out time to see us? Dude, guys, I really wanted to see you. I tried really hard, but it just didn't happen. And frankly, I'm going to start making some better plans on how to see friends better. I had some friends from Hawaii here, and they didn't show up, and I couldn't hang out with them. I had friends I've known for a long time, over a decade, and I just wanted to hang out with them, just be like, hey, a long time. And I just couldn't do that for this show. So I'm trying to figure out a better solution to this. Honestly, I'm thinking that maybe I could just take a day after the show and just hang out. And if this is what you guys want, just message me, tell me that's what you want. I mean, it's not difficult to get a hold of me, and it's how it works out. Also, there were a couple of times where I just simply forgot that my friends worked somewhere. For instance, when I was on the ferry, I forgot that my friend Allie worked on the ferry. And so she said my name at one point, and I looked up, and I thought it was an old woman who said my name, and I was really confused. Turns out it was her, but, that's the thing that you got to deal with. So I'm sorry to all those friends that I didn't get to see, and I really did feel the same disappointment you did. But so I'm going to make better plans. My plans are, maybe take an extra day. When I come to meetings every month, I'm going to spend extra time after the meetings to just go and hang out. And I'll just be like, hey, I'm going to be meeting. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be meeting people, at a specific place and just show up and we'll hang out. And I hope that works out. If you guys have better ideas, just tell me. I honestly want to know because these are my friends. I don't want to go see them. And, I don't get to see Seattle as much as I want to. So that's that. Finally, I tried to go to church, and I missed a bit of my shift to go see church, and nobody was there. And that's a real disappointment. So I need a backup plan. And that doesn't sound like much to you, but it's sort of a goal for me, just be Mormon, even though I'm doing all these studies. And, there's a lot of give and take here, and I just missed out on church, and I would like to do better. So that was my big disappointment. I spent all this time to go to church, and nobody was there, and that was my big disappointment. It was just a major failure for me to have this happen. Somehow I wasn't informed about what was going on. So those were my failures, and I don't know how I'm going to correct the church thing. For the friends thing, I'm just going to figure out ways so that I can hang out more. For the 360 video and the tripod, that's going to be a Kickstarter. And it's going to be all of $500, so don't worry about it too much. And then the rest is plans within plans. So that is my goal. Oh, and if I can, I am going to try to get it so that I can be at more shows. I heard that some of these shows pay you, and I might just take it up on that offer. I get paid $11 an hour at the job I work at now. So if I go to these jobs, they will literally, or if I go to these shows and I work, 5-6 hours a day, that's literally paying for my time there. And to me, that's worth it. That's worth the time. So for those of you who understand this, I'd love to hear from you. I'm trying to figure out ways to make money off of stuff I already do. And that's one of the things I want to do. So there we go. Let's see if there's another slide. No, there's not. We're going to talk about successes on Friday. And then on Saturday, you're going to hear about video games. Also, check my blog because I've got notes there. And I'll be talking about video games I played on that as well. So we're going to go through theories and all that stuff on the blog and on videos so that we have a nice covered system. So thank you very much, and I'll catch you all later.